Look at this story. Manu lived on the street. She didn't even have slippers to put on her feet. With a lot of pain in her feet, she sits on a bench in the square and stays there. Laura, who was there collecting her recyclables. Another street resident named Laura looks. I watch the girl sitting there. She talks to herself. What is that child doing there alone and with her feet still on the ground? I'll go there and see. Manu is sitting there with a lot of pain in her feet. She talks to herself. I have a lot of pain in my feet. I can't even walk. I'm going to have to sit here for a while. Laura comes up to Manu and says, "Hey girl, what are you doing sitting there alone with your feet on the floor without shoes?" Manu speaks, "Hey lady, I've been living on the street for many years now. I don't have a family." Laura says, "I'm sorry for you girl. I also live on the street and I don't have a family. I can't afford to buy shoes for you, but I'm going to make a pair of shoes for you with these cardboard I have here. That way it will ease the pain on your feet." So Laura takes a piece of cardboard and starts making shoes for Manu. As soon as Laura finishes making Manu's shoes, she looks at Manu and says, "Look, these shoes are temporary. We'll only get money to buy you another one." At that moment, Carlos, who is taking a walk with his daughter in the car, sees the scene in the car and says to his daughter Sophia, "Look at the situation of that girl and that child. The girl even has her feet on the ground." Sophia says, "Our father, her situation is very sad. Can we help in any way?" Carlos says, "Yes daughter, let's try to help them." So they get out of the car and go to Laura and Manu. Sophia arrives and says, "Hi little girl, I saw that you have no shoes. I can give you mine if they fit you." A very happy Manu says, "Thank you so much girl." Sophia looks at her father and says, "Dad, I don't think my shoe will fit her, but can you buy her a new one?" Carlos, Sophia's father, is going to buy a sneaker for the girl. He comes back and gives the shoe to Manu. Laura thanks him for what he did. He says, "Thank you so much for buying her a shoe. I even tried to help with those cardboard, but it wasn't going to solve much." Carlos says, "No need to thank me. But tell me why you are in this street situation. What happened to you?" Laura says, "Manu, I just met her. I stopped here to help, and I ended up on the street because I even worked helping my mother who had good conditions in a company. But after she passed away, I ended up taking a blow from my brothers and I lost everything." Laura keeps saying, "And after that I ended up losing everything, my share in the company and all my work were gone. And my only solution was to come and live on the street. I don't even consider them my brothers anymore, let alone family." Carlos says, "Wow, what a complicated story." And he looks at Manu and says, "But what happened to you, or why are you on the street?" Manu speaks, "My mother and father ended up dying in an accident and I was left alone and ended up growing up on the street." She thanks for the shoe. Carlos says, "Wow, your story is very complicated, but I'm going to my house to get some food for you, and I'll be right back." Carlos takes his daughter Sophia and leaves. Laura tells Manu, "Let's wait for him to come back. I don't know what he's going to bring. But look at Manu. I want you to know that I'm here with you. It's good for everything you need. Even though you've lost your parents from today onwards, you're not alone anymore. Thank you for this." Laura, who was eating a cookie, took the cookie so that Manu could eat it too. A strange Laura takes a long time with the man and tells Manu, "I don't think that man is going to come back because he's taking too long." Manu fala, "I also think he won't come back." Laura says, let's go look for a place where we can order something to eat. At that moment Carlos arrives and tells them, wait, where are you going? I brought you some clothes and food here. Laura takes the bag and says, wow, I thought you weren't even going to come back, we were leaving. Carlos says, it took me a while because I live a little far from here, but I'm glad you waited for me. But let me ask you a question, Laura. Laura says, you can ask, sir. Carlos says, so lady, I had a cleaning lady at my house and she recently left, and I have this vacancy open and I would like to know if you are interested in going to work at my house. Laura, very happy, says, yes, I accept, it was all I needed, it was the only opportunity one needed to get off the streets. Carlos says, look at the money here, to help you now, at the beginning, and you can work at my house, take little Manu and you can stay there. Laura is very happy with the money Carlos gave her, she says, thank you so much sir for this help, I can't even pay you that. Carlos says, no need to thank you, lady, it's the least I can do to help you, shall we go then? Sophia says, now I have a little sister to play with. So they take it and leave. What did you think of this story? What would you do?